Heeding to the advice of worldly wise men, Christian turned out of the way to go to Mr. Legality's house for help. When he reached the high hill, he saw that an overhanging cliff threatened to topple over on the road, and he was afraid to venture further lest the rocks fall on his head. So he stood still, not knowing what to do. His burden now seemed much heavier than before. Flashes of lightning came forth from the hill, and Christian, thinking he would be burned alive, trembled and sweated with fear. He was beginning to feel sorry he had taken Mr. Worldly Wiseman's counsel when he saw Evangelist coming to meet him, and he blushed for shame. Evangelist drew near, and looking on Christian with a severe and dreadful countenance asked, "What are you doing here, Christian?" Christian knew not what to answer and stood speechless before him. Then said Evangelist, "Are you not the man I found crying outside the walls of the city of destruction?" "Yes, I am," said Christian. "Did I not direct you to the narrow gate?" "Yes," said Christian. "How is it then that you are so quickly turned aside?" "Right after I had gotten out of the slough of despondency, I met a gentleman who persuaded me that I might find a man in the village before me who could take off my burden." "Who was he?" "He looked like a gentleman and talked to me until I yielded. So I came here, but when I got to this hill, I was afraid of it. It would fall on my head, so I dared not go forward lest I be crushed to death." "What did this man say to you?" asked Evangelist. "He asked where I was going, and I told him." "And what did he say then?" asked Evangelist. "He said if I had a family." I said I had, but that I was so weighed down by this burden on my back, I could not enjoy them as I used to. "And what did he say then?" asked Evangelist. "He told me to get rid of my burden quickly. When I told him I was going to the narrow gate to get directions to the place of deliverance, he said he would show me a better and a shorter way, one not so attended with many difficulties as the way you set me in. So I believed him and turned out of the right way and came here in the hope of getting rid of my burden sooner. But when I got here and saw things as they are, I stopped for fear. Now I don't know what to do." Stand still a while and listen, that I may show you the words of God," said Evangelist. Christian stood trembling as Evangelist read from the word. "See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. For if they escape not who refused him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. He said moreover, Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him." Evangelist then applied these words to Christian. "You have turned aside from the way of peace into this dangerous place and almost lost your life." Hearing these words, Christian fell down and cried out, "Woe is me! Woe is me, for I am undone." But Evangelist caught him by the hand, saying, "All manner of sin and blasphemies shall be forgiven unto men. Be not faithless, but believing." Christian revived and stood trembling before Evangelist. Evangelist continued, "Give more earnest heed to these things. I am going to show you. I will show you who it was that deluded you and to whom he sent you. The man that met you is Worldly Wiseman. He is well named because he is worldly, and he loves morality and the laying up of virtue. He will not listen to the teachings of the cross and salvation. There were 3 errors in Worldly Wiseman's advice. He turned you out of the true way. He tried to make the cross odious to you. He sent you on the way that leads to death." Christian thought the hour of death had come, and he cried, "I was a fool to listen to Worldly Wiseman and forsake the right way." Then Evangelist pointed out the way back to the road leading to the narrow gate and warned him not to be fooled again. When Christian said he would go back, Evangelist smiled and bade him Godspeed.